And aside saving the user within the authentication tab, we also want to save the user within the Cloud Firestore database. Now, to do this, we have to go back to our editor and then the controllers folder and the auth controller. Now, first of all, in order to deal with the Cloud Firestore database, we will need the support of two packages. And remember, we had earlier installed some package. And the package we need in order to interact with the Cloud Firestore is the Cloud Firestore package and the Firebase core. The Firebase core and the Cloud Firestore basically work hand in hand in helping us to interact with the Cloud Firestore database. Now, what we have to do is to go back to the auth controller and first create a variable to store the Cloud Firestore. Over here, we can say finder, and we can go ahead and specify the type of variable we are about to create. It will be of type Firebase Firestore, and we can call this underscore Firestore, and it will be equal to Firebase Firestore then dot instance. Okay. And what we need to do next is to create a variable to store the result. And the result will be basically the created user. And by saving the result in a variable, we will be able to have information about the user details. And the variable we're about to create, it is of type something known as user credential, and we can call this variable user credential. Okay, and then we can go ahead and store the data in the Cloud Firestore. Now, it is going to take some time to create the user within the Cloud Firestore. So we can tell Flutter we are ready to wait for the process to finish by using the await. And then we can make use of the variable which we called underscore Firestore. And there is a method within the Firebase Firestore called collection, and we want to create a collection called buyers. And within the buyers collection, all the registered buyers will be stored. Now, for every buyer, a unique ID is generated. So we can say .doc, and over here it is asking for the document name. And what we can do is we can make the document name to be the created user UID. And remember, we had earlier created a variable called user credential, and by this variable will give us access to some information about the created user. So over here, we can say user credential then dot user to get the current created user, and we want to get the UID and add this over here. So basically the document name will be the user UID, and now we can say dot set, and within the set we can pass in all the data we want to be created alongside the user. And the first field we want for the user will be the full name, and this will say full name. And the next field we want to have will be for the profile image, and currently we don't have the functionality for users to be able to pick profile image while creating their account. So for now we can leave this empty, and in the future the user will be able to add a profile image. And the next is going to be the UID of the user. And to get the current created user UID, we just have to make use of the user credential variable and say user then dot UID. Okay, and add your comma. And next, we will need the PIN code of the user. And for now, we don't have it, so we can leave it empty. And next, we will need the locality. Hopefully, I can spell locality. And since we don't have that, we can as well leave it empty. And of course, the user will be able to update it in the future. And the next will be city, and the next will be state. And also we don't have that, so leave it empty. Okay, now use Ctrl and S to save. And we can go ahead and try this out. But before then, go to the login screen and you can see we have this yellow color. And the reason for this is because it is trying to say we are doing something dynamic. Remember, at first, we are not assigning any value to this. And basically, default, a stateless widget does not change. And basically, all the data in a stateless widget remains stagnant. So what we want to do is, instead of using a stateless widget, we want to migrate to a stateful widget. So use Ctrl and dot and go to, let me do this again, Ctrl and dot and convert to stateful widget. And you can see now we don't longer have that. And back to this, we have to do the same. And we have to migrate this to stateful widget. Okay. And let's go ahead and restart this and new terminal, debug console, and I will add, sorry, click on that. And I will go ahead and, okay, waiting for this to restart. I will go to the sign up and the email address is going to be my real email address. And it is Macaulay famous at gmail.com. And the full name is going to be my name, Macaulay famous. And the password, it is going to be BEEJAYMAC. And I'll click on sign up and waiting for this. Hopefully I had clicked on it. Okay, and let's go to this and come back to this. Okay, we have a new user created, and after I'm waiting for the process to finish. You can see we are waiting for this to finish before creating the user in the Cloud Firestore. Now let's go to the Firestore database and hopefully we will see a new collection. Okay, great. We have a new collection called buyers and the file name will be the user UID, or the document name will be what? The user UID. And these are the information about the user. Okay, I think we did not pass in the email address. Of course, we will need to store the email address, and this is going to be email, right? And we have to delete this we just created. Delete document. Okay. And also, I want to use the same email I just used in creating it. So I have to go to the authentication tab to delete this, else it will say account has been created before. That will be the error in the debug console. And I'll click on it again. And I will go to this. Okay. And I will go to Firestore and Cloud Firestore. Okay. I should have a new user and I didn't see it. CT, this. Okay, I think I did not save. Okay, saving now. And lastly, I will delete this again. Okay, and back to the authentication tab to delete this. Macaulay Famous, deleting your account and this. Okay, and I will click on it again and okay, great. And this is it. Now let's go to the Firestore database and we should see that additional field now. Okay, great. Macaulayfamous@gmail.com.